In the bustling city of Lagos, there lived a sharp-tongued and stubborn woman named Mama Titi. She was fiercely protective of her only son, Tunde, and believed no woman would ever be good enough for him. So, when Tunde married the beautiful and kind-hearted Amaka, Mama Titi's claws came out. Amaka was the perfect daughter-in-law by every standard, respectful, hardworking, and always eager to please. She treated Mama Titi like royalty whenever she visited, cooking her favorite dishes, buying thoughtful gifts, and ensuring her comfort. But to Mama Titi, nothing was ever good enough. When Amaka bought her new clothes, Mama Titi would complain, "Is this the best you can do? This fabric is so cheap, I can't be seen wearing this." When Amaka prepared her favorite pepper soup, Mama Titi would frown. "It's too spicy. Do you want to send me to an early grave with all this pepper?" Even when Amaka cleaned the house from top to bottom, Mama Titi still found fault. "Look at this dust on the shelf. You must think I'm blind," she would scold. Mama Titi's greatest tactic, though, was pretending to be ill. Whenever Tunde came home from work, she would dramatically clutch her chest. "Ah, my son, my heart, I don't feel well. I think I'm nearing my last days," she would moan, forcing Tunde to abandon time with Amaka to attend to her. If Tunde bought something for his wife, Mama Titi would complain, "So you've forgotten me, your mother, the one who carried you in her womb for 9 months." What hurt Amaka the most, however, were the constant jabs about not having children. "You've been married how many years now? No child? What kind of woman are you? How do you expect me to carry my grandchild if you're so useless?" Mama Titi would ask, driving a dagger through Amaka's heart with every word. The endless nagging and manipulative behavior strained Amaka and Tunde's marriage. Tunde loved his wife, but his mother's constant interference kept pulling him away. Every time he tried to stand by Amaka, Mama Titi would find a way to guilt him into taking her side. The tension finally boiled over one evening after another argument, fueled by Mama Titi's complaints. "Amaka, my mother is family. Why can't you just respect her? You're making things more difficult," Tunde snapped, frustrated. Heartbroken, Amaka quietly packed her things and left, unable to cope with the constant drama. Despite all she had done to make Mama Titi happy, she had been driven away. Tunde, torn between his mother and his wife, let her go. Not long after, Tunde remarried, this time to a woman named Shalewa. Unlike Amaka, Shalewa was bold, outspoken, and not one to be controlled. Mama Titi was initially thrilled, hoping Shalewa would give her the grandchildren she so desperately wanted and be easier to manipulate. But her excitement soon turned to shock. From the start, Shalewa made it clear that she wasn't like Amaka. When Mama Titi complained about anything, Shalewa would snap back, "Madam, if you don't like the way I run this house, you can fix it yourself. I'm not your maid." If Mama Titi pretended to be sick, Shalewa would roll her eyes. "Please, Mama, stop the acting. You were perfectly fine a minute ago," she'd say, completely unbothered. The tension between Mama Titi and Shalewa grew worse with each passing day. Shalewa refused to cater to Mama Titi's every whim. She was more interested in shopping, attending parties, and spending Tunde's money. Gone were the days when Mama Titi could expect to be pampered. Instead, she was met with Shalewa's fiery temper and disdain. One fateful day, the unthinkable happened. Mama Titi, fed up with Shalewa's attitude, confronted her angrily. "You call yourself a wife? You're worse than Amaka? You have no respect for your elders, she shouted, pointing her finger accusingly at Shalewa. But Shalewa wasn't one to back down. Don't you dare compare me to that woman. I'm not here to serve you, Shalewa snapped, her voice rising. In a fit of rage, she pushed Mama Titi, causing her to fall hard to the floor. Mama Titi screamed in pain, clutching her side. She had broken her hip in the fall. Tunde rushed home when he heard what had happened. Seeing his mother in agony and learning what Shalewa had done, he was furious. For years, Tunde had allowed his mother to dictate his life, but now things had gone too far. He could not forgive Shalewa for laying hands on his mother. Without hesitation, Tunde sent Shalewa away, throwing her out of the house. He couldn't believe what his life had become. First, he had lost Amaka, the woman who had loved and cared for both him and his mother. And now, his marriage to Shalewa had turned into a nightmare. As Mama Titi lay in the hospital, recovering from her broken hip, she had plenty of time to reflect on her actions. She had driven away Amaka, the one woman who had shown her nothing but kindness, respect, and love. Now, she was left alone, with a broken body and a broken heart. Tunde, too, was left without a wife, trapped in the consequences of his mother's meddling. Mama Titi lived in deep regret, knowing that her interference had cost her son a life of happiness and peace. She realized that it would be nearly impossible for Tunde to ever find a wife as good as Amaka again. The one person who had been willing to love her unconditionally was gone, and Mama Titi was left to bear the weight of her mistakes alone. Moral of this story: you don't realize the value of what you have until it's gone. Appreciate those who show you love and kindness before it's too late to undo the damage caused by ingratitude. Please subscribe to my channel. Your support means the world to me, and it helps me bring more interesting stories to life. Do not forget to hit the notification bell so you can never miss an adventure.